skies. I got a fever from the visions, and it's pure desire. What's going on happening? It's hotter than July.
Hi, Badass Barrel Racers. I'm Julkowski. Welcome to the Perfect Barrel Pattern.
Let's jump in and get started with part 2, the first barrel.
It's really important to be able to take your horse slow at the pattern and do it exactly perfectly. Because when you start adding some speed, that's when all the mistakes are going to start popping up. And when I'm riding a horse at the walk, I can really get on any horse and I can feel exactly how they're going to run because they'll show me. They'll show me if they're going to go ahead and drop their shoulder too soon at the second or wing out on the first. That's why walking the pattern and making sure that your horse is extremely correct and that you're extremely correct is going to be so beneficial for you in the end. And it always translates over into speed. My horse Chrome, she was a lot blown up. The only thing that I could do to fix any problems with her was to walk her through the pattern. So every day we'd come in and then we'd stop at the barrel and she'd swing her butt out and I have to put it back in. It's those little things like that that make it so important to do everything perfectly at a slow pace and then start stepping up the speed. So sometimes I don't even let students trot the pattern when they come for a lesson, or a lot of times at my clinics we barely get to the trot. I've been reading this book where they talk about all the world champion tennis players that come out of Russia and why are they all Russian. They spend 2 years just working on their swing. They don't even hit a ball for 2 years because they want the perfect swing. Say hi, Chesney.
Hi.
She got herself dressed today. Same thing with barrel racing. The muscle memory, the perfection is key. Because when you start going out there, you need that muscle memory because we can't think that fast. And you need your horse to be able to know what they're doing because they're the one actually running and they're thinking way faster than we are. Going slow is key.
It is also possible to slow work a horse to death. So it's really important for you to read your horse and know your own horse and know when he's getting bored or she's like finished enough where you need the more of the practice than your horse. There is a point too where you need to step up the speed and make it interesting and fun for them, or do something else like trail riding, or maybe set up the poles or go chase some cows or run around some trees or something. But like I said, it is possible to blow a horse's mind up by going too slow for too long.
So even walking it on the ground, like I said, without horses, I'll come up here, I'm walking, I'm running. So then I come to my point, I'm going to sit down, curl my hips under, and go to my horn right here. And I want to keep my hand low. And because if I keep my hand low, that's how bits are designed, you're supposed to keep your hand low, and also keeping your hand here is going to keep you rock back and riding the hind instead of up and forward like this. Riding down like this is going to keep you down and shoving your horse forward and driving forward, which is going to make them faster because their stride will increase. If you're riding up like this, then they're going to be on their front end, and it's going to be a turn like that instead of a turn where they're striding out, and it's much faster to be riding from behind. So I'm going to go to here. Then my next point I want to go to is I want to ride my horse to here. Then I'm going to ride them up to here. As you can see, it's going quite a ways past the barrel, and a lot of people think, oh my gosh, I'm going so far out, and it's really hard to wrap your mind around when you've been so used to going and turning your horse right here. If you turn your horse right here, you're going to be turning your horse right into the barrel, which causes a whole list of problems. When you start riding to right here, everybody starts yelling, look, look, look. Well, if you look and turn right here, you're going to be turning your horse right into it. Horses can only see out of the sides of their head. So if you turn your horse here, they cannot see that barrel, which then they start to lose confidence into where they're going because they're scared. They don't know where that barrel went. And that's why it's so important, especially for a young horse, to be able to take them all the way around this barrel and finish it correctly. And I mean their hip needs to be able to hit this point. It's kind of like driving a gooseneck trailer. If you don't worry about the hind end, you're going to start hitting the curb. So same thing with riding your horse around that barrel. You want to be riding the hind end of it and get them all the way across, because when they go ahead and turn and make their big power move right here, they're already set up for their next point for the second barrel right here, which is a nice straight line. So, and remember, we want straight lines. We'll come around. We'll come to here. You're riding your horse, and here is when you want to turn and come across. So this is my all-important swiggle move is right here, which I have my outside leg up by my horse's cinch to make their shoulder come across and their hip stay in, and I have all my weight in my outside leg and in this outside hip. So I'm actually using this hip, thigh, leg, everything for the horse to come across. So this is actually what I call like the cover of Barrel Horse News too, where people are, ooh, God, they look so cool. How do you do that? It's this little swiggle move where you go and come across and over. And see how my hand is low and my pinky, I want to point to my next spot at the second barrel. When my elbow and pinky are out, that also opens up my rib cage, which opens up your horse's rib cage to make them faster and really be aggressive and come across in that turn. I really want to be square as I'm riding around. If anything, to the outside, never down and in, because down and in is going to cause your horse to do some of this or land on their front end and swing their butt out. So I want to be square and driving the hind while using my hips and driving them forward till I get to here, which is their hip gets to here, and then ask them to come across and move over. After we do our swiggle move over here, and we are already looking to our next point at our second barrel, I like to come across, pull myself up with the saddle horn. That's why the saddle horn is so important, because your horse is going to turn really damn hard when you ride it like that. And then you need to pull yourself up, straighten your reins out, 2 hands. This is so important in between first and second barrel.